Thanks to everyone who have subscribed. If you have not, please do. And thanks for coming out here. I really appreciate you. National lockdown. Federal government replies governors. Call their bluff, tells them off. Hey, hey. Nigerians, good morning, good afternoon, good evening from wherever you are all over the world. Both Nigerians and non-Nigerians, I want to say thank you for coming out here to listen to our news. We appreciate you a great deal. I'll quickly give a little bit of background before we go to the news. Remember, if you'll be following Apple Line Media, we posted the news yesterday of the 36 governors of the Federation coming together to implement a 14 days lockdown. What that means is interstate travel. So they've looked at it and said the incubation period for this coronavirus COVID-19 thing is a 14-day period. So they are trying to restrict all form and kind of movement within and out of their state unless for essentials and absolutely necessary travel with the required permission granted. My dear, after the governors had that meeting, reply don't come. Let's go to the news. National lockdown. Federal government replies governors are face to face, head to head. The secretary told the secretary to the government of the Federation, SGF, Mr. Boss Mustafa, said only President Muhammadu Buhari can decide on the 14 days national lockdown proposed by the governors of the 36 states of the Federation. The governors had on Wednesday anonymously agreed to implement a 14 days national lockdown as part of measures to contain the spread of COVID-19 in the country. He said the governors' proposals and every implementation and input will be collaborated and submitted to the president. But for them to go about and pronounce a lockdown, not relevant, not necessary, only President Muhammadu Buhari has the absolute right to decide and to speak in that regard. Basically, what they, in bracket governors, are suggesting is that travel from one state to another should be stopped with certain exemption of essential services, petroleum products, farm inputs, fertilizers, so that we can keep the wheels of our economic running. Like I said, that is not acceptable. That is their proposal. Federal government is yet to take a decision, and as to whether it will be part of our report, the Presidential Task Force will meet and take a holistic look at the proposal so that the coming of the next line of action will be considered. But the governors have no right to have a meeting and decide on a lockdown of interstate travel and interstate movement. We are particularly pleased to note the decision of the Nigerian Governors Forum to restrict their interstate travel. This is really important, but this is really important to reduce the risk of the spread of coronavirus interstate through interstate traveling and movement. But this will be thought about, looked at, and a reply will be given to the governors. They have no right to take this decision on their own. Can you believe that? So Nigerians, by profession, I'm not a lawyer. Yes? So I'm going to go to everyone on this platform who has a knowledge or a law degree or who is more conversant with such things. I would like to hear your take on this matter. I would like to hear what your thoughts are. I would like to hear, please leave a comment so not just myself, but every other person listening or coming to our channel could see and learn from. I mean, learning is one of the basic necessity of life. We learn every day, yes? So I would like to know and understand, because one thing I know is that these governors came together for a good cause. They came together and the 36 governors, I know there's power and unity. They all sat down and they deliberated, looking at the matters and the issues, saying Can we comment on an interstate lockdown and transfer to see if this can help us curb the spread of coronavirus so that we are able to restrict movement from between the states, I mean, from one state to another, so that we can prevent the spread. Because what happens is that people are coming from the north, from the east, from all over, and they are coming into different states like that. So what happens is anyone that is infected, remember, it does not just start showing in a day. So there is what we call incubation period. And this incubation period allows for you will not know if the person is infected or any of such thing. So the person might have it, come interact with you, have a discussion, you shake hands, you carry on with business as usual with no prior knowledge or thinking about this person has coronavirus. And these things, they just drop on you as a virus, and gradually by the time you clean your face and all that, it begins to spread, goes into your nostrils, and before you know it, my dear, water don't pass Gary if God not protect you. So now, so the governors thought about it that yes, the lockdown for President Muhammadu Buhari, or the ones that some states have put on themselves, is gradually winding off. But what can we do? What else can we do to curb the spread of coronavirus in our state, and and to prevent our people rather than treating it, let's prevent it. So they came up with a discussion saying, okay, let's have a 14 days restriction of movement from one state to another. Let's look into that, so that apart from essentials, and I believe that they would have also considered that those that are also bringing in the essentials should have their COVID-19 stated, known, or tested, so that they as well are not posing a threat to the people. So my people, now waiting the governors, they come about with this, they can't decide, they can't discuss, okay, this is the best way to prevent this. And they say to prevent something, better pass to cure them. Because in the first place, I would say, permit me to say, it's my opinion, President Muhammadu Buhari was largely part of this, this whole coronavirus thing in Nigeria. When this whole thing started, this whole pandemic thing started, Nigerians and everybody that has a voice was shouting out to say, please close our borders, restrict movement. But guess what? Human beings are very selfish, because apparently his daughter is in the UK writing her exams. They're not going to put our educational system in order so that everybody can attend school here. You don't see Prince Charles go America, go school, or go Canada, go school. No, they have put their Cambridge, Oxford in order so that their children can go to school in their country. Anyway, fast forward. Now, so he not really close our borders. He allowed people in and out. The first case of coronavirus in the country ever was recorded is an Italian businessman. All through this window period, and everybody was crying and shouting, please, close our borders, and he would not listen. And so this guy came in. He did not just go into Lagos. He went to other states to transact businesses and to meet with his business partners and counterparts. And that's how the thing went to. The guy now, say coronavirus, they're not the right time for facing, not the show until the window period is over. Then he start manifesting the signs. Now, so that's how he became sick, and he was tested, my dear, positive. That's how they treated him in Lagos, Yaba, and he was well treated. But again, you know that if at all they were talking about tracing the people, that he has come in contact with. Of course, not every one of them. That's how we know of one of the routes. Another one be say how it entire Sorok. Now through late Abba Kyari, who traveled to Germany and as well to Italy for some business discussion and what have you, and came back positive, who has carried it and transferred to some governors and the rest. My people, this is what we are talking about. Now the governors have sat down to discuss and say, you know what, let's put interstate restriction for 14 days. They don't reply them or say they don't get right to talk like that. They don't get right. Nobody give them that effrontery. Anyway, my people, like I said from the inception, from the beginning of this broadcast, is what is your thought on this matter? Leave us a note, leave us a word, drop a message. Don't forget to thumbs up for us, like and share, subscribe if you never subscribe, so you can belong to this family. We're looking forward to hearing from you. We are campaigning as well that people should please look out for one another. Please don't forget to share, because people are going through a lot at this very trying time of this coronavirus. Whatever you have, please share with your neighbor. Give a a gesture of kindness and token of goodness to somebody, be a reason why somebody will smile. And guess what? The Almighty God will reward you. That's the truth. Not because I said it, but because that is reality. God has a way of paying back to everyone who gives. Anyway, my people, thanks for listening. God bless. Have a good day. Bye for now.